Hello all, it's Jaames Johnson, aka Sulfur Blade. Welcome back to my channel, welcome back to my content, and welcome back to Heads Will Roll Reforged. We are taking off where we last left off, in the middle of a fight for, I think, the city of Treviso. We're currently under assault by the Genoese, and we're the Venetians, I think? That's my guess. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. My commander died in some sort of hoopla. Things just all went bad. Nobody's left but me for command, and I'm evidently mucking things up. So I'm gonna do what I do best, and that's go and actually fight. And maybe I can swing the tide of battle all on my own. We'll see how that goes. I was pondering whether or not I should continue to use the shield. I'm thinking it might be better off to be better safe than sorry at this moment in time, since we're not wearing our normal attire. So yeah, we're just gonna jump in and get this underway. Well, it looks like we have some of our cohorts here with us, and they seem to be, wow, weapon skill 31. That's not too flippin' bad at all. That's better weapon skill than I have. This guy is no slouch. Even if he doesn't look like he's geared very well, he's effective. So what are we going up against? Weapon skill 16? Crossbow skill 50. I'm glad I brought the shield, that's for sure. And what do we got here? Weapon skill 16. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna actually have somebody useful by our side, which is gonna be unusual. Let's go to the body. I missed, damn it. I wish I could heal him or something. Let's go for the head. Okay, that guy's gone. Alright, this new fresh guy, weapon skill of 19. Yes. He's got 36 agility. How is he getting hit? Well, that soldier's down. Okay, what do we got here? Weapon skill 28. This guy is no slouch either. Uh-oh. Alright, so weapon skill 16. Crossbow skill 15. Okay, one more respite. Yep, there's stuff I want here. Just gotta figure out how to pick it up. This might feel like a waste unless I have a normal antidote over on this side. No, but I do have 2 antidotes in this inventory here. Right, now we have room. Now we need to make sure we pick up things that are most useful. Honestly, this Italian bassinet is just superior. Well, I can actually put the arbalist in a spot. Let's get that first. Whip. Get. Load belt. Alright, we want to keep the Aventail because we're going to be combining it with that to make a very nice helmet. I want this placard something fierce, so we need to throw something away to get the placard. Alright, some of these things are just worth money. That's 70. Whip is 70. Okay, hunting knife goes. battle belt. Still nothing to put on the legs. Wonder if I want to use this buckler. Could make good sense. It's got 100 durability over the shield caliber of 25 though. Let's stick with the shield we got. It's more likely to block an arrow than the buckler is. Despite the persistence of the Genoese and their initial success, you managed to hold the walls. As soon as it becomes clear that the city cannot be taken with a swoop, the enemy detachment retreats and occupies what was recently your own camp, not far from the city walls. Around noon, the Genoese start receiving reinforcements, and a few hours later, their forces double in size, while apparently someone from their high command visits the enemy camp. As if in confirmation of this assumption, a small group of negotiators, led by a very serious-looking man, moves out of camp towards the city under a white flag. Realizing the precarious nature of your situation and seeing no point in refusing talks, you head towards the enemy negotiators. Well, howdy, son. What a day, huh? I've been on my feet for 2 days straight. I'm exhausted, no words can describe it. Whatever your morning was like, I don't think it was much worse than mine. He chuckles. I can tell by your voice that you're not from around here. We've come a long way from home, huh? Alright, listen up. My name is John Hawkwood, and this morning my troops captured all Venetian fortifications from Padoue to Treviso. All the troops recruited by the Venetian Doge have been crushed, and those of his men who survived are fleeing like thalers from a leaky purse. You have nowhere to look for support. The war is lost. This has been a wonderful campaign, one of the best in my entire career. I see no sense in tarnishing it with a long, dirty, and bloody siege. I promise my men that they will spend this evening in the taverns of Treviso, raising their mugs in celebration over their brilliant victory. So I prefer you not get between me and my promises. You have already demonstrated your valor. Now it's time to exercise prudence. What's your name, son? Whose detachment are you from? Jaames Johnson, Rolando de Rossi's company. Ah, de Rossi. I know him. He was a good man. You know about his death? Was it your doing, the attack on the Silver Falcon? The idea and plan were mine, but Carrera from Padoue provided the men for the operation. I would have sent my own men, but I simply don't have that many soldiers. Especially since I had to be in several places at once to pull this whole damn scheme off. To tell the truth, I was a little afraid that the Paduans would mess up there, but it seems like everything went perfectly. Went perfectly? There was a terrible massacre at the Silver Falcon. Many innocent people died. And all that just to murder one man in a despicable manner. Well, first of all, not just one, but everyone associated with the leadership of Treviso and the group of Venetian troops that surround it. And secondly, what does despicable mean? Death is death. And as for where and how it will catch up to you, that's a matter of secondary importance. I thought you were a noble warrior, and never imagined you would stoop to such a low act as assaulting a peaceful wedding. The muscles on his face tense up, and his voice turns vicious. Listen, son. Personally, I've never called myself a noble warrior, and your expectations about who will stoop to what, when, and with whom are your own problems. I don't wage half-assed wars. Enough of the chatter. You either surrender the city to us and get out of here alive. Either that, or you'll have a date with that handsome fellow over there. Hawkwood points towards his camp, where among the tents and awnings stands a huge battering ram that looks like it could knock down the gates of Treviso with a single blow. I love the sound of the battering ram hitting the gate. It reminds me of coins clattering on a table. State your terms. You leave the city, and I'll allow you and your men to retreat to Venice unhindered. I also give my word that the city will not be looted. At least not entirely. Deal? You don't want to accept Hawkwood's terms, but you see no chance of holding the city against the forces he has gathered. Given Treviso's lack of preparedness for defense, heavy losses, and chaos among the defenders, repelling even a single assault was a great success. Now that not only countless hordes of infantry, but also monstrous siege engines stand beneath the city walls, there is no hope left, not even for a miracle. Gritting your teeth, you make the only decision possible. Deal. Excellent. I always knew that two Englishmen would certainly find common ground, no matter where they wound up. After bidding you farewell with a nod of his head, Hawkwood departs. He keeps his word, and the Genoese troops, which in reality appear to be mostly numerous mercenary groups recruited from all around, allow your men and the citizens who have joined them to freely retreat to Venice. Despite the conspicuous valor that you displayed on this day, the death of Rolando de Rossi, the losses suffered by the detachment, and the withdrawal from Treviso clearly characterized the actions of the detachment, and you, as its de facto commander, as a failure. Anticipating a cold reception and many unpleasant conversations, you are greatly surprised when upon your arrival in Venice the citizens greet you as heroes, and then the Doge himself welcomes you with similar honors and grants you an audience. However, as soon as you are finally alone with him, there is no trace of his cheerful smile left. For a while you both stay quiet. You disrupt the silence first. Signor, I think there has been some kind of mistake. Rolando de Rossi is dead, Treviso is abandoned, and all our other fortresses on land are lost. Yes, I know. Things couldn't be worse. Then what is the reason for such a reception? Firstly, news of your heroic defense of Treviso and the repelled attempt to storm it has reached us, but the news about the city's surrender is not widely known yet. So may the people rejoice now, because there will be no new reasons for celebration for a very, very long time. The Doge sighs heavily and turns towards a large window. This war should not have happened. Venice does not need it. And I made a great effort to avoid it, but apparently fate turned out to be stronger than me. I should have anticipated this. The Doge takes a long pause. His silence drags on, and you, unable to stand it any longer, ask the question. What will happen to me, Signor? The abandonment of Treviso was a necessary measure, and I'm willing to testify to that in a court. I have not broken the oath I swore to Venice. After taking one last look out the window at the floating city, the Doge turns back to you. I'll be honest with you, James. In any other situation, the loss of Treviso and a retreat without permission would indeed guarantee you a place in the dock. But you are already a hero in the eyes of the people, whereas I, on the contrary, am a scapegoat, a guilty and undecisive policies and disastrous start to the war. It is of no use to tell the urban masses about the intricacies of diplomacy and the nuances of military affairs. But my political opponents don't care about the truth. They just want to take my place, and the fates of Venice doesn't bother them one bit. If I put you on trial, I will destroy both myself and the Republic's rebellious townfolk will impale me on a pitchfork, and Venice will first drown in internal strife and then be conquered. On the contrary, if I bring you closer to me, I will gain some sympathies and strengthen my faltering power. And strong centralized power is the first key to salvation in any crisis. So no, our fates are now entwined, at least for the time of this war. We'll blame the loss of Treviso on one of the other captains, especially since almost all of them are already in captivity, on the run, or dead. These dolts are useless now, so they may as well work off their already paid wages with their reputation. You will lead the Venetian troops. I will give a speech to the citizens and promise that with your help, we will quickly recapture Treviso and defeat the Genoese. And then the rest will be up to you. If you prove yourself, I'll make you roll in wealth. You'll become my right-hand man, maybe even marry my daughter. If you don't, we'll both end up on the gallows. How large an army has the Genoese assembled? How serious are our problems? The Doge frowns with discomfort. We have 3 real problems, and the Genoese, even with Hawkwood at their helm, are the least of our troubles. Yes, they apparently assembled a whole horde of mercenaries, and managed presumably for a fabulous sum of money to win over Italy's best commander. But Genoa's resources are limited. The city is already nearly bankrupt, and financing operations on such a scale as the ones they have launched against us will ruin them in no time. All we need is to not break down under their first blows. We cannot afford any more defeats. Treviso must be recaptured, and Hawkwood must get bogged down in the battle for the city. In a month or 2, Genoa will simply have no money left to pay him, and the threat of ground invasion of Venice will disappear on its own. And my admirals will deal with the Genoese fleet. New quest added, not a step back. Alright, I'll ask about the 2 other problems. If the Genoese mercenaries and Hawkwood are the least of our problems, what are the other 2? The second is, as I've already said, the internal instability in Venice. The catastrophic state of the war caused all my old enemies to crawl out of their holes again. The rabble is stupid, naive, and quick to resort to violence, so the lies that are now being spread about me on every street corner find many willing listeners, okay. And something has got to be done about that too. I know of only one reliable way to solve problems of this kind, if you know what I mean. The Doge frowns in discomfort again. Venice is a republic of aristocrats, James. Political assassinations are not in vogue here. But we have no choice, while the moderate critics can still be turned a blind eye to. The big 3 have already gone too far. One tiny mishap and they'll start gathering people to march on my palace. The big 3? Marco di Santoro, Matteo Bellini, and Giuseppe Cavalli, my most vocal critics. It's probably best not to mess with Cavalli just yet. His daughter has been kidnapped, and he blames me and the Genoese for it. The story is dubious, but people believe him. If something happens to him now, it will look too suspicious. First the daughter, then the father. Lightning doesn't strike the same spot twice. But Di Santoro and Bellini must disappear, quickly for good and without witnesses. I'm a soldier, not an assassin. This job is not for me. The Doge grimaces. If you let foolish children play with fire, they will burn your house down. It is the responsibility of a loving father to discipline misbehaving children with a cane. Violence here is an essential element of upbringing and maintaining order. The same applies to politics, except that the stakes here are significantly higher, which is why we have a sharp dagger instead of a parental rod here, and the throat of an adult chatterbox who thinks too highly of himself in place of the backside of a juvenile rascal. There is no place for squeamishness in politics, James. Responsibility for others creates the necessity to intervene, and at times violence cannot be avoided. The third problem is the Genoese. The second is internal adversaries. And what is the main one? It's the one that made me try so hard to avoid this stupid war. Anti-Venetian alliance. Genoa's allies. Austria, Hungary, and Padua. They haven't entered the war yet, but now I'm afraid it's only a matter of time. And once that happens, we will face a real challenge. But as a wise saying goes, problems should be solved as they arise, so there is no need to worry about what to do with the alliance prematurely. We'll bite off as much as we can chew. First, we need to deal with Hawkwood and stop the Genoese advance. Well, I'm going to need men in order to retake Trevisa. The remnants of De Rossi's detachment will not be enough to defeat Hawkwood. I've already arranged for the recruitment of volunteers from among the townspeople. This task has been entrusted to the head of the Venetian arsenal, so pay him a visit. Volunteers alone will hardly be enough. I thought of that too. He opens one of the drawers of his massive desk and retrieves a signet ring from it. Here, a golden ring with the seal of the Republic. It will give you the authority to conclude contracts with mercenaries on behalf of Venice. I hope you will be more selective than I was. Veteran mercenary. Okay. Chest. Well, first thing I need to do is sell off some of this stuff. Oh, I need to... derobe. Now, is this something I want to do? Yeah, I think so. Okay, 111, 3363. 111, 2758. So, an okay piece of reserve armor we can keep on us. What about the nobleman's armor? 222, 2095. I mean, the nobleman's armor is nice and all, but I think this is better backup armor here. Now of the two helmets. This is the older helmet, I think. 001, 1570, 2298. Yeah, it's going to use a little bit more stuff, but it's much better. Okay, there's the plate armor. Okay, 1000, 110, limb armor 10 with 15 coverage, 8 with 35 coverage, prestige 6, prestige 7. You know, honestly, I still like these more. These should be the exact same gorget, doesn't really matter. Get rid of that. I might hang on to all of these as... I don't think I need to hang on to the metal bracers, do I? No. I will hang on to these though. Work at the docks. Okay, what is all of this? City Center, Arsenal, Murano, Heist, Scavenge, Doge popularity, current value 25. This indicator reflects the popularity of the Doge and his ability to exercise control over Venice. If it drops to 0, the Doge will be overthrown. I don't know what happens when I click these things, but I guess we're gonna find out. A trip and take... Okay. You arrive in Murano. Visit the jewelry shops? Okay. Well, I'm so glad I wasted this time. Wow, that was a waste of time. The Arsenal? As you inform its head of the gravity of the situation, you point out that you urgently need new soldiers in large numbers. The head of the Arsenal promises to do everything possible, but admits that there are still certain difficulties with the number of volunteers and speed of their training. According to him, the situation can be remedied by bringing in good agitators and savvy instructors. Catching this hint, you promise to see what you can do. New quest added: recruiting. Collect prepared reinforcements, 9 soldiers. Regarding the bards, hire men. Squad management here. Increased social status allows you to build your own squad that could include up to 4 men. The number of available candidates as well as their skill level and gear will depend on prestige. The higher it is, the more experienced well-armed warriors will seek to join you. After every battle, the member of the squad will receive experience that will allow you to increase their level. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really want to hire a squad member. I tend to think of them as a complete, utter waste of money. Alright, let's go to the city center then. Spend a day in prayer. No, I don't have time for praying. Heavy weapon shop, armor shop, shield shop, alchemist store, Fletcher store. I mean, it's great I can go shopping, but what's the point of this? What am I supposed to be doing right now? You visit the slums. Pet the cat. As you get closer to the cat, you stroke its fur. The cat smiles contently and disappears into the darkness of the alley. When you turn back, the old woman is nowhere to be found either. And your purse becomes lighter. Hire men? More flippin' squad members. What in the actual F am I supposed to be doing right now? If you have business with the Doge, you will have to wait. He delivers a speech to the Great Council. Tries to convince them that everything is under control. I'm accustomed to trusting my father in everything, but this time the task before him is not an easy one. With these words, the girl takes a sip from her glass in an elegant motion. Do you doubt him? And my father? Don't be ridiculous. But as for those around him, meaning you doubt me. She raises her eyebrow in surprise. You? I have no idea who you are. In order to doubt someone, you need to at least know about their existence. If you know what I mean. You are cruel. The girl smiles charmingly. Venice is a cruel city. A crystal castle erected in the icy glass of the lagoon waters. A cold heart of the ruthless yet wonderful republic. This reminds me of something. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. When in Venice, behave as befits a Venetian. But alright, I'll give you a chance. My name is Giovanni Contarini. With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking? My name is Jaames Johnson. I am a mercenary in the service of the Venetian Doge and the new commander of the Republic Lands Forces. Giovanni raises her eyebrows in surprise. Is that so? In that case, tell me, Signor Supreme Commander, are the rumors that the Venetian army has been destroyed and that the floating city itself is under threat of enemy invasion true? The situation is indeed difficult, but rumors of a disaster are greatly exaggerated. I'll do everything in my power to ensure that you can sleep peacefully. I would surely take more than defeating the Genoese bandits for me to get a sound sleep. But even that would be a good start. I will keep an eye on your progress. Okay. Level 6 or higher. Where am I supposed to get bards? Heist? Scavenge? Just go assault Treviso on my own? Might be the best option. So I just used one of the wine. I'm not sure what to do. I'm just gonna go assault Treviso, I guess, by myself. Am I gonna do that? I think so. Troops gathered 9, men lost in total 0. Number of Treviso defenders 80. Assault plan quality 0 of 10. Okay, am I tired? No. So that didn't make me tired. I suppose we could hire somebody. Weapon skill with mace. Weapon skill with spear. How about almost healthy John? I don't know, I'm wasting money on these guys, I'm sure. Oh, he's got okay equipment, no trinkets. Crossbow skill. He has to die. 17 weapon skill. Another one. This is my squad mate? Yeah. How many fucking crossbowmen are there? Ah, crap. I've missed this crossbowman twice now. Alright, John lasted 13 rounds. Is another one of the dudes gonna show up from the normal army? Another crossbowman. No, can't miss. How many bolts does he have? Lots. I need to recover, but as long as there's a crossbowman in this slot, I can't recover. Son of a... Okay, I gotta last 5 rounds. Spoils of war, eh? I only killed 5? IP bolt 3? Try to know what that is. Oh, of course they have. Okay, we're getting cheap people just so they can serve as cannon fodder. I want him at the end. This knight can be at the beginning. Skill of 7. Okay, I'm fully healthy again. Actually, inventory. With all of the crossbowmen, it might make sense to equip a shield. Look at this guy. He looks all fancy, and he's lower level than the last guy was. Okay, weapon skill 15. Weapon skill 16. Here they come. Damn crossbowmen. My cannon fodder's not lasting that long. Actually, let's do the spear thrust. Ah. I'm on my last peasant. Just an endless supply of freaking crossbowmen. You kidding me? Coordination reduced. Hey, did I make it through the crossbowmen? Wouldn't that be wonderful? No. No. Let me kill him before. Managed to hit me without an eye. Peasant? Yes. carry these bolts? Okay. Okay, I'm fully healed. Really? Actually, I'm curious, what kind of armor are you wearing that I can't seem to... You're wearing plate. No! 88% chance to hit the neck, and of course it's a miss. Crossbowman after crossbowman after crossbowman. Hey, a non-crossbowman. Love to see it. Really? Rude. Two in a row, not a crossbow. Okay, you took away my shield. This guy's gotten a whole workout in, man. I've kept him exhausted on how many different fights now? He must think he's like the hero of the defense. Really? You have a crossbow, eh? Almost no bolts. may have finally ran him out of crossbowmen. In which case, I could probably win this all on my own here, given enough time. Wait, what? That was a lucky hit, and it's caused me to have to retreat. Another crossbowman. Well, I retreated just at the right time, I guess. Toss that over there. think it'll be useless. I mean, useful in the future, not useless. Am I tired? Come on, where's the peasants at? Here we go. On flippin' real. Hey, that guy's not leading the charge anymore. Where's my shield? Did I lose my shield at some point and I didn't notice? Oh yeah, in the last fight, the guy with an axe destroyed it, didn't it? Okay. And there's my valiant level 5 peasant. No. Sitting in front of the mirror and combing her hair, she hums softly. I got muddled up, thought it was love, but it turned out I was wrong. Noticing your appearance, she smiles ever so slightly. Senor Johnson, what brings you here? I just wanted to see you again. How sweet. Well, here I am. Enjoy. And while you do so, tell me this. I've heard rumors that besides leading the troops, you are doing some other work for my father. Perhaps? Giovanni chuckles. So it's true. And since it's true, perhaps you'll agree to help me too? I'll be happy to assist you in any way I can. How kind of you. In that case, here's what I'd like to ask of you. One of my father's close assistants and members of his cabinet, Sir Alvise Bador, has gotten himself into trouble. He is a very decent person, and has perhaps only one serious flaw, a passing for gambling. Let me guess, your friend has gambled away a large sum of money, borrowed a significant amount, and now is in debt to people who are best avoided. Exactly so. Alvise creditor is Ezio Moretti. That character is slippery as an eel and inhabits the murky waters of the Ghetto Nuovo in Cannaregio. Ezio has an account both containing receipts from all his numerous debtors. The page with Alvise's name and signature must be removed from it, otherwise Alvise will be in big trouble, which none of us want. Neither me, since Alvise is my friend, nor my father, who certainly doesn't need any additional scandals or problems right now, nor Alvise himself, who, because of this whole situation, could lose not only his career but also his health, or even his life. Alvise is of course a fool and an old simpleton, but he is no stranger to us, and besides, he is a very talented administrator, so I have no intention of letting him get hurt. If stealing the book or page from it won't work, then at worst, you could simply make Enzio Moretti disappear. Disappear? Giovanni raises her eyebrows. Oh, don't pretend to be clueless. Yes, disappear. Or how would you call it? You are a mercenary, right? Isn't that what you do? Kill people for money? Yes, I do kill, but only very bad people for very good money. Ezio Moretti is a very... Giovanni takes a step closer. Very. And another one. Very. And another one. Until her face is just inches away from yours. Very bad person. And nobody would miss him. As for money, I think it is redundant here. No need to turn a noble, chivalric quest into dirty work. Giovanni smiles charmingly. Yeah, I prefer it when I get paid for my work, especially the dangerous kind. Giovanni pouts in frustration. Wouldn't my gratitude be worthy payment for you? I prefer gold. The girl rose her eyes in disappointment. How petty. The relationship decreased by 7. Fine, in that case, take this ring. The fingers of her right hand brushes against her left, apparently searching for a ring, but there's none to be found. Ah, darn it. Of course. Giovanni walks over to the dressing table in the corner of the room, searching through several caskets on it, and one by one, and having finally found what she's looking for, returns to you. Here. I hope this will be enough for you. Item received, Falcon Ring. New quest added, Little Black Book. To get rid of his debt by eliminating creditors or stealing the promissory note from him. crossbowman. Okay. You visit the slums of the Carnaregio district. Wind picks up, throws a neatly folded note, the smell of expensive perfume at your face. On thick parchment, there is a love confession in elegant slanted writing addressed to a certain FC. The letter itself is signed with the initials LI. Making inquiries about the exact location of Enzio Moretti's residence in the Ghetto Nouveau district, you consider your next course of action. Just gonna break right in. Having decided not to overcomplicate things without a need for it, you simply break into his house with weapons in hand. Two thugs who have been standing on guard immediately draw their weapons and rush at you. Where's my squad? I guess they're not allowed for this? Weapon skill 7, weapon skill 7. Yeah, these guys aren't going to be too much of a issue. Damn that shield. Seeing that his guards are unable to handle you, Enzio runs away. Having spent significantly more time on the guards than you expected, you are forced to give Enzio a serious head start and begin your pursuit with a considerable delay. The distance to Enzio has increased. Hoping to escape you in the labyrinthian slums of Ghetto Nuevo, Enzio slithers through narrow streets, alleyways, and back streets like an eel in the water. You don't know your way around the city well and start to fall behind. The distance to Enzio has increased. Having broken away from Enzio, slips around the next corner and vanishes without a trace into the streets of Venice. Resigned to the fact that you will definitely not be able to find him now, you return to Giovanna and inform her of the failure of your mission. Giovanna is particularly quite disappointed with the result. However, upon hearing that you dealt harshly with Enzio's thugs and nearly killed the man himself, she expresses hope that Alvaez's debt will now clearly be the least of his concerns, so at least for a while the problem can be forgotten. Alright, let's assault the town with my men one more time, and then we'll do the all-out attack. Where did that come from? That effing shield. Several boats, crossbow skill 16. That's a little dangerous. Of course. So this is where I'm really feeling the spear being an issue, is at this stage of the game where I'm holding a shield to survive against crossbow bolts, and we just saw how well that did for me. Mm-hmm. Ouch. I already have one of these in storage. How damaged are you? Okay. Oh, it's you again. Come in. Just don't step on the carpet. It's just been delivered. What do you think about the mood in the city? Many people are discontent with your father. Many believe that he is responsible for the disastrous start of the war. When you walk down the street and see a dirty drunkard lying in the alleyway, you hardly ever consider asking for his opinion on the weather, city news, or your outfit. So why would you care about this fleabag's opinion on politics all of a sudden? Raising an eyebrow, Giovanni takes a sip from her wine glass. I certainly don't care. The Doge is of a slightly different opinion. Well, that's why he's the Doge, because he thinks about the citizens of the Republic. Meanwhile, I prefer to think about elegant dresses and fine wines, and wonder when Maestro di Cosmo will finally finish my portrait. Because I'm already tired of posing. I wish I had your problems. Giovanni snorts. What are you implying? Your problems aren't much harder than mine. Public opinion can be manipulated quite easily. All you need to do is combine the carrot with the stick, and the stick with the carrot. Those who allow themselves too much should be silenced in a timely manner, and those who are in trouble should be offered a helping hand, also in a timely manner. That's it, nothing complicated. I think you and my father can handle the first part without me. And as for helping, you don't have to go too far to find those in need. The civilian hospital in Canarigio is packed with wounded soldiers and sailors, while the infirmary in Murano with victims of disease and epidemics. Both groups have plenty of relatives in the city and its environs. There are currently no spare funds in the treasury to help them. But if public opinion really bothers you so much, then shelling out for medicine for the afflicted on behalf of the Doge would be an excellent idea. Thanks for the idea. I told you your worries are mere trifles. Meanwhile, I still have to pose and to pose. After talking to the medics, you learn that the infirmary is dire near of high-quality antidotes. Holy crap. Well, water skins are going to be a pain in the ass, actually. Canteen, medicine, wine bottle. Is that all I got? Really? Hmm. Actually, I should check for more men before I do the attack. So travel to the city, no, the arsenal. The attack caught the city defenders by surprise and was a great success. Enemies killed 10, men lost 13. City, or state of Treviso's defenses 39/80, soldiers available 66. Let's check for more troops. Men lost 13. Okay. Hmm. Well, that didn't go so well. Okay, Oh, come on. Now what am I doing? Recover. Are all of the remaining men crossbowmen? Alright, 3 of 8 dead. All 3 were crossbowmen. 4 of 8 dead. And another crossbowman, for the love of God. No! Five of 8 dead. 3 left, basically. Another crossbowman. am I winded already? Okay, these are the last two left. It's fitting he's gonna die last. Oh, come on, game. Last one left standing. Another assault on Treviso ends in triumph. You manage to capture the city. Doge's popularity is increased by 15. Reputation with the soldiers increased by 15. Prestige increased by 1. Hawkwood, who remained in the city until the end, leading the defense, manages to slip away at the last moment. Leaving chaos-stricken Treviso on horseback, he spots you on the ramparts. That was a good fight, kid. You clearly have a talent for commanding troops, or maybe you're just incredibly lucky. If I were you, I would stay away from gambling for the rest of your life. Wait, if If I were you, I would stay away from gambling for the rest of my life, because you have clearly exhausted your luck for the next 300 years. When you're in the city, watch out for a dresser that could be falling on your head. It seems to me that John Hawkwood simply cannot accept that someone has outdone him. Hawkwood grimaces in clear displeasure. Don't get too cocky. I kicked your ass and snatched Treviso from you like candy from a baby, and you almost busted a gut while fighting it back from me. So it's 1-1, a draw. Yes, a draw. Leaning comfortably against the fortress wall, you smile and pat the stones with your palm. Yet, I'm the one winning here. The mercenary smirks. Well, we'll see who's winning soon enough. Enjoy your moment of glory while you can. See you on the battlefield. Time is precious, James. We must act. I just took the town for you. Alright, let's see what happens when we advance the clock. Before I do so, we have a civic talent point. Haggler it is. Okay, the return of Treviso to Venetian control makes it impossible for the Genoese troops to pose a threat to the floating city and forces them to retreat. With their departure, the prospect of the siege that has already loomed over the Republic's capital disappears. Panic and decadent moods among the Venetians are starting to give way to cautious optimism. Despite the disastrous start of the war, the strategy chosen by the Doge has clearly begun to bear fruit. While, as I expected, the Genoese turned out to have far less gold than ambition, the Doge picks up a sheet of parchment covered in slanted writing from the table and shows it to you. According to reports from my agents, John Hawkwood and his detachment will be leaving their service as of next week. Along with him, at least 2/3 of the rest of their mercenaries are leaving. Genoa simply cannot afford to keep them any longer, and the remaining troops will not be sufficient for any major operations. This is excellent news. It seems that this war ended as quickly as it began. The Doge lets out a mirthless laugh. That's where you're dead wrong. The return of Treviso to our control could not have been more timely. He points to 3 unopened envelopes with massive red seals lying on the table in front of him, because now things are taking a real serious turn. The Doge touches each of the letters with his fingers one by one. Kingdom of Hungary, Duchy of Austria, Commune of Padua. This means that Louis of Hungary, Leopold III of the House of the Habsburgs, and Francisco Carrera Podesta of Padua are now officially our enemies. The real war starts from this moment. What's our plan? The primary task now is to avoid panic. When news of Austria, Hungary, and Padua's entry into the war reaches the townsfolk, there will be a great uproar, and all the rats that we have previously driven into their holes will once again poke their heads out. I will handle the matter of maintaining order in the city, coordinating the naval operations, and preparing Venice for defenses. Meanwhile, you will be in charge of all the Republic's land forces, and will also serve as my diplomat. Let's be honest, yes, you managed to drive Hawkwood out of Treviso, but defeating one by one the armies of Austria, Hungary, and Padua on the battlefield is hardly within your power. And besides that, it's not our goal. The main task facing the Republic in this war is to simply survive, to retain its holding in the lagoon, its influence on the sea, and to prevent the rise of Genoa. Everything else, cities, land, and money, come and go, and those can be sacrificed. The matter with Genoa is, by and large, settled. Bankruptcy already makes the war a lost cause for them. They will only be able to recoup their costs if Venice ceases to exist. In any other case, we will emerge victorious from this confrontation. All that remains for us is to prevent the alliance formed by the Genoese from accomplishing their mission. It's too dangerous for me to leave Venice, so you will be my eyes and ears. My gold ring, which you have received, will give you the right to conduct negotiations on behalf of the Republic. However, think twice as to who you will negotiate with and what you will agree upon, because diplomatic mistakes can be far more dangerous than military ones at times. Kings and dukes are fond to find words in gold. Entice them with sweet talks and throw them a bone, a handful of gold or some land if necessary, but make them withdraw from the alliance. Well, and if the war would still appear inevitable, try and find some allies. That will be all. Depart immediately, time is of the essence. New quest added: Fragile Alliance Hungary, Fragile Alliance Austria, Fragile Alliance Padua. Hungary, Austria, and Padua join the war against Venice, dealing a serious blow to the Doge. Contrini's popularity among the townspeople. Doge's popularity decreased by 25. You have received a new rank, Legendary Mercenary. You have received a salary in accordance with your rank, 155 florins. You received a bonus payment in accordance with your prestige level, 161 florins. Alright, and that's where we're going to wrap up this episode. That was probably a long one. Yeah, it's quite long. A very, very, very grindy episode. I'm not so sure what I think of this DLC so far. It's got a few things I like, and then it's got a lot of things I don't like. Not a fan of anything having to deal with squads. I've never liked squads. This is a game where I want to be just me, not controlling a squad, and squads are just useless anyway. They're like throwing gold away. They don't do anything. Squad members are just the most useless guys in existence. On top of that, battles where it's just an endless grind over and over to kill so many troops is just meh. I feel the same way about battles like there's a lot of battles like that in this game. The siege of, what is that place up in England? But anyway, there's a lot of things where it's like you have to kill a stupid amount of people to take over a fortress, and you do it by chipping away at them, yeah, over and over and over again. Not a fan. I like content more like when we were in the mansion, right? When we woke up, we found out that the wine had been spiked or whatever. The commander got killed. There's these ruffians running about the mansion, and we're trying to find a different way out. That's more interesting. Those types of fights. But anyway, I digress. It is what it is. It's my first playthrough on this. I'm learning some things. In the future, I could probably go through this content a little bit quicker, having now known kind of how it goes. And that's another thing with this particular DLC so far is I feel like a lot of the stuff is very abstract. It's like, what do you want me to do here? You watched me kind of go through that process of, well, what the hell am I supposed to be doing right now? Until I finally, I guess, figured it out by process of elimination. I did everything else, and all that was left was to go attack Treviso over and over and over again. But yeah, a little more information, a little more direction given. I like it more when the quest giver is like, here, go do that, and then you go and do that instead of the quest giver being like, well, we need to do this, this, and this, and this, and you're on a clock, good luck. And you're like, what? Why don't you just tell me to do X, and then I go do an X, and then tell me to do Y, and I go do an Y, and tell me to... yeah, it's just... It is what it is. Anyway, I'm Jaames Johnson, aka Sulfurblade. This is my content. Hopefully you're enjoying it. If so, please smash that like button, consider subscribing, and until the next time, all, peace.